Hello guys, and welcome back to another For Honor Heroes build video with me, Daniel Does It. Now sorry I've been a little late on this. I know it's like the end of the season, but I want to make sure that every build that I bring to you guys I actually play with and really make sure it's reliable and works with what I'm trying to combine from their feats and perks together and bring you the ultimate kind of build you can use for each mode for every certain hero. So no, let's not take any more longer to get to the build. In my best opinion, let's go ahead and get into the build for the Hitokiri, or the Hitokiri, however you want to pronounce it, for the Dominion. Now the first three perks, the three perk selections that I do go for are Bastion, Vengeful Barrier, and Last Stand. Now the reason why I choose Bastion over Shields Up and Aegis is because this allows me to not have to use the feat that grants me damage reduction when I execute a hero. This allows me from the start of the game to the end of the match go into any zone, whether if I'm rotating, capturing zones, or holding down a zone, and gain a 10% damage reduction. Now I go with Vengeful Barrier and I combine that with Last Stand over Fresh Focus and Bulk Up. Reason why that is because yes, Bulk Up gives you health, 4 health per renown level, which is your skills that you unlock. Once you got 4 skills unlocked, you have a 16 plus to your health bar, which is cool. It's like a light attack, you know. It's half of a heavy attack depending on the character that's hitting you and what kind of combo he's in when he is hitting you with the hit. But I'd rather go with Last Stand in this because on top, if you are not in a zone and getting the damage reduction from Bastion, or if you are, this stacks on top of each other. Now Last Stand only works when you're in critical health. Now this means when your life bar is flashing red, which is usually a bar and a half life left. Now this really does be helpful because once you start, if you're playing a little defensive, if you're getting ganked in Dominion, which usually always happens, you're allowed to withstand more damage. Now if you get in Revenge, which you normally do without Last Stand, you're going to get a shield, you can, you know, pop your attack. Once you get out of there, you have Vengeful Barrier, which grants you a 25 health shield out of Revenge. So yeah, you get the health shield when you're in Revenge, and when you leave you usually go back to your normal health. But instead of that, if you are in critical health and you have a health shield of 25, that 25 health shield is getting your damage reduction from your Last Stand and your Bastion. So you might be able to even last long enough for your teammates to come, outlast the opponent, and or even get revenge one more time. That's the reason why I choose this this perk combination for Dominion. Let's go ahead and move on to the feats and why we choose them. Now for the first slot, I choose Fast Recovery over Deliverance and over Iron Lungs. The reason why that is because whenever I'm fighting, back in the day they used to give you a stat that was stamina regeneration and stamina cost reduction and exhaustion recovery. Now we don't have those anymore, so a lot of the time I try to go with endurance whenever I see a character that has that kind of perk available. But in my own opinion, I found Fast Recovery more useful in a fight than being able to be knocked out of execution, because when you're in Dominion, executing players isn't that important. Yeah, it matters, it makes them respond later, but it's all about helping your teammate, getting to the next kill, getting to the next zone, holding down B. This allows me to, wherever I'm fighting, especially turtles, to stay in the fight a little bit longer. And if I notice, if you're taking turns, taking hits, blocking, etc., you're honestly going to stay in the fight longer with this feat than you would with not. And then Iron Lungs is the other one that it gives you, which allows you to sprint when you're out, where you're basically exhausted. First place, I don't want to be exhausted, and if I am exhausted, yeah, I might run, but people can still hit you and grab you. So it's just that feat, in my opinion, is useless. So Fast Recovery is the way to go. The second slot, I choose Bloodlust, and the reason why I choose this is because it grants you attack and defense boosts off of hero kills. Now it's active for a while. You'll see it on the bottom of the screen in your feat level 2 icon as it's active. Once it's active, you'll start seeing like a flashing gray going down, letting you know once it hits bottom, you're done, and then it'll start going on cooldown, which is really fast. It's not much of a cooldown. It's just once you kill another hero, you can't like refresh the timer of the skill from killing one hero, then the second hero. It doesn't continue from the second hero. It continues from the first hero you kill. Then the cooldown happens, and then you can get it again. But I found this very useful with the perk selections we have. Remember, we have Vengeful Barrier. Sorry, I keep putting this on my lap, and it's making me go to full zoom screen on the character. But we have Vengeful Barrier and Last Stand with Bastion, right? So we're already outlasting the opponents in a fight as much as we can with damage reduction. Now we get in Revenge, you kill one player, now you have an attack and defense boost, whether you're in Revenge or not. And if you are in Revenge, it does so much damage. I am doing like 70 something damage to players with a heavy attack. And you have a defense boost on top of it, on top of your last stand, on top of your bastion. So this literally is like such a beautiful anti-gank. I'm going to drop some gameplay where I went against a 1v4 with this same build. So go ahead and look for that after if you guys want to see some gameplay of these builds. Also subscribe, comment, let me know you want to see me in the stream. I'll always bring out these characters. I've been really enjoying Sekiro. Now, Righteous Deflection isn't such a bad skill. You do get high damage reduction for a short time when you parry. See, Bloodlust, you don't have to parry, you just gotta kill somebody. You don't have to execute anybody, you just gotta kill a player and you get these benefits. And I find that better than having to rely on a parry. Yeah, that's cool, but you're parrying to get revenge anyway, you know? I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, Bloodlust is the way to go for a group type battle where you might get ganked a lot. Tainted Gift marks an enemy hero. If you execute that player, all your teammates in a certain radius will gain some health. Now this is Dominion, you can go to a zone to heal. A lot of players already have second wind, etc. This I feel would be more viable in Breach if that's the way you want to go. Now moving on to the third feat, I use Heal on Block, which regenerates my health on blocking. Now this gives you a shed amount of health, but if you have Last Stand, you have Vengeful Barrier, and you're blocking when you have shield up, you're gaining health. Well, that shield's taking the damage for you. And then on top of that, your last stands in, so you're taking reduced damage. This is allowing you to stay in the fight longer. And I talk of Bloodlust, if you are already slayed a player and you're still in the fight getting ganked, you have a defense boost on top of the defense boost. Healing, it's like constant. This build is amazing, I'm telling you guys. Now, Nukibu, I don't know how to say that though. Getting stat mounts except for hit. I was using this at a certain point of time, and I was able to like be like a berserker, just doing heavies, the lights that give me hyper armor, and then fading into lights into a different direction from my heavies with this character, and that was just literally non-stop. She's a little bit slower, but it works. But what I found out with my little perk combo that I have that I showed you guys, Heal on Block is the best way to go with this build. Now Spirit Shroud, that's the one that gives you damage reduction for the remaining time until you're killed if you execute a hero. We have so much damage reduction, we don't need that. We need something that when we are in damage reduction, we can regain health and stay in damage reduction and not die. That's why we go with Heal on Block. Now moving on to the fourth feat, I choose Fear itself. The reason why I choose this feat over Regenerate and Sinbuzakura, or whatever you say, is because you don't need to regenerate health. You have health on block, you got high damage reduction. This is Dominion. Lives matter, but it doesn't matter if you die too much as if it would if you were in Breach. You have teammates, and you might not even die. And regenerating health you can do when there's no players around, not in combat, at a zone. So it's just like healing on top of each other. If you want to super heal, then yeah, but there's other feats reliable that you can use like Fear itself. Now, Sinbuzakura, I don't know how to say it, launch an attack that cannot be parried nor blocked and deals massive damage, leading to an execution on kill. Now this one, she does like a little flip in the air. Once she lands, if anybody's in the frame and don't move, or they try to dash too soon, they land right into it, and then it goes right into like if you heavied the character and fell from the sky, you get to do an execution. Now, players can't dodge it. Half the time it's best to use when you're ganking the other team, because that way they don't see it coming. But again, if you're getting ganked and we have a build that's like an anti-gank character where you're getting high damage reduction and you have Heal on Block, why not activate Fear itself and make them have lower defenses and just wipe them out with Bloodlust on top of it? You'll see in gameplay and streams. That's it for the Hitokiri, I believe, or the Sakura build for Honor for Dominion. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you guys later.
One, two, three, four.